Women in wrestling.
We did not evolve.
We have always been here.
In the shadows.
Waiting, ready, motivated.
And now Ring of Honor places its spotlight on women.
And as we stretch our arms to make space, we inspire.
As we put our babies to bed,
we create fairy tales. And as we lace up our boots and wear our stilettos,
we chase dreams of gold.
We are strong. We are athletes.
We are passionate.
We are they.
This is Ring of Honor. And this is women's wrestling.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Beyond the Bells, where we highlight all the action from the women's division of Ring of Honor and so much more right here on Women's Division Wednesday. I'm your host, Alyssa Marino, joined by First Lady of Professional Wrestling, Maria Kanellis-Bennett, and our expert analyst, multi-time champion, LuFisto. How are you both doing?
I'm on an emotional roller coaster. I have to say, I'm up and down and round and round this week for sure.
Definitely, it was a whirlwind of an event, and I can only imagine the atmosphere, like you said, emotional roller coaster. But you know, as promised from last week, I think we should dive right in, tackle some of the fallout from Final Battle, and focus on some of the incredible action that we saw take place. So, I mean, starting everything out in the first hour, I was so excited to see Quest for Gold competitor Max the Impaler featured in the 10-person wildcard tag match. And they really called out the most massive dude in the ring, Brian Malonis. And I mean, what a moment. Truly, what a moment.
Mm-hmm.
LuFisto, what was your take on that?
We scream at home. As soon as we saw Amy Rose, I'm like, they are coming. They are coming. And then I saw the name Max the Impaler, and we were like, yeah, chips went flying and all kinds of and we were so excited. And right from the start, they were looking at Brian Malonis. I'm like, oh my God, I want this. I'm like, oh, that was so excited. And I want to really be able to go and watch it again and hear the crowd. When they came out and people right away figured out that they were going into this match, like they exploded. Like the reaction was out of this world. So I'm so happy for Max and also for Amy. It was a great moment for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, when Brian Malonis got in the ring, it was just like, wow. And Max, just the presence that they have. I don't think that this is anywhere close to the end of Max and Amy's partnership. I think they're probably going to go out there and make their presence known for sure, all around the country and hopefully eventually all around the world. And it was a real cool moment for Ring of Honor too. It really was. And Max said it perfectly. Every match she's in is an intergender match. And I think that's really cool.
And I think it was also really special. They went on to thank Ring of Honor online for, quote, allowing me to be 100% true to myself and to represent people like me. So to have the non-binary nightmare featured on a platform like Ring of Honor is such a history-making moment. And to have it all happen at Final Battle was so very special. And, you know, that wasn't the only action that we saw in the first hour. Oh, no, because we saw the women's division in tag team competition as the Hex and Chelsea Green, one of my favorite puns of the evening, the Hot Mess Hexpress, took on the Allure and Chelsea Green. Now, Maria, you were on commentary for this match. So from your view of all of the wild whirlwind of action here, what was your take?
The crowd. I mean, the crowd was there the entire time. And I I'm just so proud of all of them. I mean, you could just see the ring general in Angelina Love. You can see the experience of Mandy Leon, the appreciation from the fans to Mandy and how many years she's spent in Ring of Honor. You could see Miranda. She's getting her groove. And I wish I had more time with her. And then you had a well-oiled machine of the friends of Marty and AK and Chelsea and the star power that those three bring as well. So it was amazing. I was at a loss for words when I was sitting on commentary. It's probably one of my worst commentary experiences I've ever had because I was so excited to be out there. I was watching more than I was listening to my commentary friends. But I feel as if as always Ian and Caprice do a really good job, and I was able to just enjoy myself out there. Yeah, all these women, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And Lufisto, I want to take it to you because we had discussed last week. Were you surprised by the cohesion of Miranda Alizé and the Allure?
I wouldn't say I was. They worked really well together, and I think because of the emotions that were the everything, the final battle, the final show, everything. I just think that everybody went in there. Actually, one thing that I've noticed right from the start, and that's not something we usually see, when Angelina Love was walking down the hallway to the ring, I really saw like an expression of, I felt she was so emotional just walking down that ramp. And I feel that for all of them, either, the Allure, the X Express, MS Express, is that what it is? It's so good.
Yes.
And Miranda, I think they all wanted to do good for Ring of Honor, for the women's division, for everything that all the girls have created together, along with Maria and Bobby. And yeah, I just think there was I wouldn't say probably no egos. Like nobody wants, it was such a, and we saw it at the end too. Like it didn't matter who won or who lost. They all like hugged, and it was very emotional. Maybe besides Allison Kay. Her
face.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was like, okay, a nice show of love. Okay, maybe a little begrudgingly showing some love, but all right. The emotions were definitely high. And honestly, the action was high too. Everyone was really laying it all on the line. I mean, Alizé dove through the ropes, Chelsea soaring from the top turnbuckle. I mean, everyone was laying everything on the line. And I mean, what better time to do it at the end of an era? It's something where everyone knew the importance of the night and everyone was ready to show out, and they delivered 110%.
They definitely did. Chelsea talked about for years she wanted to come to Ring of Honor, and she didn't get that opportunity until this year. And initially she was supposed to be in the tournament, and then that didn't happen, and then she came back again, was able to get some matches underneath her belt. But she was so excited to be there last night. So excited to just say that she was a part of, if this is the last iteration of how Ring of Honor is going to be a part of that. It's like that full circle moment of like you ask for it, you pray for it, and you finally get it. So that was really nice as well.
And speaking of full circle moments, Mandy Leon picking up the pinfall with Astral Projection, a pioneer of the women's division. Her first match was on the main roster of ROH in Baltimore. Was this, you feel like, a full circle moment for Mandy, for the Allure, proving this is the Allure's house with that victory?
So I have to say I'm a little sad that she never became women's world champion. I think that she would have been a fantastic champion. just time wasn't on our side. And I think for her, hopefully we do come back, because I do think that's somewhere in her future, to have a title run, because she hasn't had it before and she deserves it. She's carried that division for years now, and she started as a backstage interviewer and host, and she just moved up the ranks and trained her tail off, and along the way, has had adversities, and she's one of the hardest working women in Ring of Honor, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. She fights for this company every single day. And without her, I feel like the company wouldn't have, the social media presence, wouldn't have, just to be able to tell the story like they can. So thank you, Mandy, for that. And, that's whatever happened, in the past on Ring of Honor with me and her and the Allure. At the end of the day, she is a proud representative of Ring of Honor.
You are absolutely 1,000% right. Hello, feline visitors. Love this. My favorite part of Beyond the Bell. One of my favorites. And speaking of the exciting moments of Final Battle, as we went into the main broadcast, Maria, you got in on some of the action in the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship bout. You accompanied OGK against the Briscoes, and you caught a spear on the apron. How are you feeling physically? I know emotionally, but physically, how are you?
So you don't really feel the full effects the first day because adrenaline is running high, and you're so excited and you don't want to look wimpy. The next morning, getting on the plane, I was walking a little slower, picking up my kids. I was like, "Oh, you're really heavy today." Yeah. But it was worth it for the reaction of the crowd. It was like they all went silent and then they all started coming back loud. And it was a really cool moment. It was great being out there with the boys. I know that this is their first couple matches back, but I swear to you, the OGK is better than it's ever been. Both men. They are completely different wrestlers than I knew when I had managed them 6 years ago. They move different. They move quicker. They actually move better as a tag team. I can only imagine what this year is going to bring. I know there was excitement at the end with FTR coming out, and that's great. But I do want to highlight the fact that the Briscoes and OGK, I'm sorry, it's match of the night from my perspective.
They had one hell of a match. Yes, Lufisto, please.
So good. That Doomsday device they hit while they were outside and Taven went over. I was like, oh my God, amazing. And to go back to you, Maria, I feel like when Taven and Mike just stopped in the entrance, it's like people knew. I'm like, she is coming. The kingdom is here. They knew. I felt like you said, there was that silence of, and then you come out matching gear and everything. It's like, there you go, picture perfect.
Such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is, it's like, I didn't realize how much I missed it. That, coming out with them and just how much fun it is and the way we all move together. And it just, it's been 6 years, but it felt like it was just yesterday.
I think that's when you have those synergistic kind of connections. It's like right back where you left off. And Lufisto, were you taking some notes too? Because I know that you have both members of the OGK on your,
on my list. I have a Maria list now. I'm like, okay, Mike Bennett, and now Taven, and I have Josh Woods, and I'm like, okay, the list is getting longer of who I want to wrestle. I will get my butt kicked, but I don't care. Their challenges right here. I'm like, yeah, that match was amazing with them boys, and yeah, spectacular from beginning to the end.
Well, more incredible challengers were in store as the evening went on. We had the women's championship match.
Mm-hmm.
What a fantastic match between Willow and rok-c. I mean, now I know I was very happy too, because we were talking about Mandy being a backstage interviewer turned, in-ring wrestler. I was so happy to hear the voice of Quinn McKay on commentary, adding the 2 cents in, giving that, bit of insight as well. This was a huge opportunity for Willow, for the Babe with the Power, and with the uncertainty kind of in the balance, I think this really cements the legacy of Ring of Honor for all of these competitors. So Maria, as someone that was in the building, able to kind of see it all go down live, what did you feel? Were you having like a proud mama moment?
Willow cemented how good she is in that match. We all knew, but on that big stage, in front of that big crowd, with this big match, she didn't look nervous. Nothing about her changed. If anything, she hit a little harder. She moved a little quicker. She laid it in a little bit more. Everything was tighter. Yeah, I think Willow is a huge star, and I can't wait to see what she does this next year. I know that she's had matches on AEW Dark, but I don't think that really highlighted how good she actually is. Those matches are shorter. They're usually for a purpose. But I think Willow, if given the proper stage with, time, I think people could really see, who she is as a performer. And for Rock, she's a fighting champ. And I mean, she had to fight through this match. She really did. Everything Willow did was solid. And, Rock came back from it and keep coming back from it. I think the fact that Willow was so solid got the crowd going. They were very excited about it. But it also proved that Rock can take a lot of beatings and still keep coming back for more.
And Lufisto, what do you think it says as far as the strategy of Willow? Because like we said, rok-c is a fighting champion. She defends her title everywhere. There's a lot of tape on rok-c for Willow to have studied, and she ended up catching a lot of Rock's signature maneuvers. So what do you think that says for Willow as not only an in-ring competitor, but as a strategist?
It tells you that Willow knows how to prepare herself. She knows what to study. And she had a counter for every one of rok-c's moves, and she wouldn't stop. There was no break. She was boom, 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 nonstop. She's like, I'm not going to give the champion a breather. I'm not going to stop. And you could definitely see she studied a lot of probably every single match that rok-c had at Ring of Honor. Willow sat down, took the time to watch, and kind of, study every single little thing of it. And that's why she was able to counter everything. And the crowd noticed that Willow came in prepared. Like, they were cheering for her. Like, the crowd loved Willow. And I even heard some of them being really disappointed when she lost the match.
Yeah.
And so it tells you how seriously Willow prepares, and how serious to her craft is, that she wants to control it, get better every time. Like, Willow, I've seen some of her matches at Beyond Wrestling, and it's closer to what we saw with rok-c there, and definitely against either men or women, she's a hard hitter. She's always happy to be there. And I think as a fan, when you watch her, it's something that you feel. Wrestling is about emotions, and Willow has plenty of it. You feel her pain, you feel her joy, you just want to go in there with her and have fun and cheer for her. Definitely, a star.
I think one of my favorite moments in it was just a subtle arm pick at the very beginning. I don't know if you've seen it. They noticed it because they kind of cut away or they were on a different camera angle. But Rock went to cartwheel, and during the cartwheel, Willow just picked her, and I was like, ooh, like, oh, it was so good and so just like, I don't know, it was just so different that I loved it. But there was many things like that you've seen throughout the match. And yeah, I think Willow's got a very interesting arsenal.
She certainly does. And I think you'd be very hard pressed to find someone that doesn't just fall head over heels for the Babe with the Power. I think it's very difficult to not just love Willow, just energy wise, everything. But you know, not to bury the lead here, but after rok-c retained the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, we had a bit of a visitor. We had a visit from the AAA Reina de Reinas champion, Deonna Purrazzo, who came to the ring and said that she has a bit of a plan. She said she is going to win the Knockouts Championship at Hard to Kill on January 8th. And then she issued a challenge for the Prodigy's title in a winner-takes-all match. The words were barely out of the Virtuosa's mouth, and rok-c was jumping at the opportunity. She was ready. She was ready.
Yeah.
Didn't hesitate, like right away. Whoop. Shake my hand.
So now, I mean, what does this mean for the future? What is, you know?
I think it leaves a lot of options open. I think it's also a tremendous moment for Rock. The way I look at it, you've got the queen and you've got the princess right now. And the queen of wrestling in all aspects is Deonna right now. And the princess, the new, the bright, the shiny one is rok-c. And I think that this matchup is really going to show rok-c's flaws, but also her strengths. And if she can keep up with Deonna, I think she's in for a very, very long career. But it also is interesting because what if the Ring of Honor Championship ends up on Deonna? What does that mean for the championship moving forward? Is it going to be defended on Impact? Is it going to be defended everywhere like it has been in the past? These are all things that will have to be worked out at some point. And if Deonna were to win. So I think that as interesting as it is right now with the women's division, I think it's about to get even more interesting.
I have chills. It's such, I mean, we say it all the time. This is such an exciting time in wrestling for all of the uncertainty, for everything that's up in the air. There are so many new doors that are opening and so many new opportunities along the way. And, you know, I think we might be able to treat our friends at home to a little Women's Division Wednesday exclusive, because fresh off of this incredible showing at Final Battle, the still women's champion rok-c and Willow cross paths once more, but this time in tag team competition. rok-c is joined by the Mighty Mouse of the broadcast booth, Quinn McKay, and Willow is joined by the otherworldly Holodead. So let's check it out.
Welcome, everyone, to Women's Division Wednesday here on Ring of Honor's YouTube channel. Ian Riccaboni, Caprice Coleman, and Maria Kanellis-Bennett, member of the Ring of Honor Board of Directors. Big-time tag team bout coming your way. Let's take it to Bobby Cruz.
This is a Women's Division Wednesday tag team match. 2-for-1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Team number 1, first, wrestling out of the other side of darkness, Holodead.
Take a look at how, does she know she has the word kill written on her? Is that something that?
I'm not sure. That the dark side might have came and placed that on her body.
Well, this is someone who's trained by Gangrel Caprice, a man that you and I both know very well, and Maria. And this is like that Paula Abdul song, Opposites Attract. Because when this tag team made their debut and won, we had an uproarious fan response.
I can't help it, Riccaboni. My body just started moving midway through your conversation.
Her partner, wrestling out of Franklin Square, New York, Willow!
And Willow made it all the way to Final Battle. No harm, no shame in the battle she had against rok-c. But you know what? She has a chance here in tag team action. to mix it up again, to put herself in the ring with the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Anytime we see Willow, there's a smile on her face. Anytime we see Holiday, we know we're going to see a banging match. So we see a banging match with a smile on our face. Who wins? Everybody.
Yeah, and we're a little biased. We had maybe the moment of the year this year when I'd say our kid sister from the commentary table, she's all grown up and she is in the Ring of Honor Women's Division.
Their opponents. First, wrestling out of Springfield, Missouri, Quinn McKay.
Quinn made a lot of people proud, ourselves included, when she not only made it into the tournament to crown the Ring of Honor Women's Division, but had quite the matchup against the champ in the second round.
Her partner, wrestling out of Laredo, Texas, she is the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, the Prodigy, rok-c.
And it's interesting to note, as there you see the championship, it's interesting to note, you know, the team that I would expect to be the undefeated team would be this team. It would be rok-c and Quinn McKay, but as a unit, they have not been on the winning side of things. And, you know, Willow and Holiday have that phenomenal chemistry.
Phenomenal. Yes, that would be the word I would use, for
Yeah.
sure.
Meanwhile, I mean, Quinn has come to the aid of rok-c
Yes.
after the vicious attack by Miranda Alizé.
Yes, it's almost like you have the friendship on one side and then the respect from a distance on the other side.
Absolutely. Should be a heck of a tag team bout. Quinn.
They are very excited. Quinn really wants to wrestle Willow.
Absolutely. So everybody has smiles on their face except Holiday, but Holiday can't help but smile when she's around Willow, and that's what makes this team so intriguing to watch.
I like that they're matching.
And I
their
wonder was
gear
that
matches
intentional?
this
Yeah.
week.
They're like cheerleaders from the Charlotte Hornets or something. I don't know.
I think Willow probably noticed from afar what
Yeah.
Holiday was putting on.
And when
Okay,
changed, yeah.
I'm gonna wear that too.
We say comment over tie up here. Willow coming off a huge night at Final Battleside Headlock Takeover. Did not emerge with the title, but you know what? There will be more days and more challenges ahead, I think, for both these women in this bout.
I see anybody in this ring as a champion.
Yeah, it's all timing. It's all timing and who's the most prepared at that moment.
Yeah.
Who's the most focused. Because sometimes things are going on in your life and things are happening. You're not quite ready for that match. And that might have been what happened with Willow.
And we see front face lock here. It is Quinn McKay on the offensive here. Nice.
Ooh, the way she changed that level right there. That's not only power. Whoa!
Oh,
Nice.
into an inside cradle one. Using the pendulum of the momentum there.
Yeah, as I was giving credit to Willow, Quinn McKay showed me what she was about.
Charging in, nobody home. Did you just hear Holiday?
There you go. That's how you do it.
I told you a kill.
I
can
feel
listen
as if
all day.
Holiday is trying to pull her to the dark side.
I could watch these two all day.
It's going to take a lot to pull someone who's as bright and cheerful as Willow to get to the dark side. I'll say that. Into the corner. It is Quinn McKay with a big drop kick, sending Willow down. Hooks the light cover.
Quinn just impresses every time she's out there. She just keeps growing and growing as an in-ring performer.
Absolutely.
And there you see the tag made to the world champion rok-c.
And just as you said that, Quinn McKay tagged into the world champion rok-c. That's how much she's grown. She's tagging the champions.
Into the corner, charging in. Now it's Quinn up the ladder.
You learn so much when you're tagging with someone like rok-c, like a champion.
Ooh.
And rok-c, great lucha libre style takeover. And the rock knees to the midsection. One.
The rock hard knees.
Yeah. Plants him down.
To be this good at 19 years old, are you kidding me?
Tag made, and you know it's amazing. You know, coming off the pay-per-view as Holiday in for the first time. I'm surprised there was no hard feelings. There was no cheap shots between those two. I take losing very hard. I would have pulled a little hair and done something there.
That's you.
That's you. Me. That is. I look at the strength. Holiday, the strongest in the women's division. And has rok-c spooked. Shoulder to shoulder.
Come on. Come on.
Off the ropes, follows her in. Looking for the drop toe hold, gets it. Off Off the ropes, drop down, almost catches rok-c. Oh, arm drag caught.
That strength right there.
rok-c wheelbarrow caught by Holidead, who is now just pounding on rok-c. Wheelbarrow caught again. Rolls her up this time. 1, 2, just a 2 count there.
Again with that momentum.
It's the strength of Holidead and the savvy of the champion, knowing her size and knowing what she has to do to use that weight of Holidead against her.
Goes from the front face lock right to the wrist. Veteran move, breaking the space in between her and her partner. Smart move there by rok-c.
In the eyes of rok-c, that does not change. She's not intimidated by the people that she's in the ring with. Being the younger and being the one that's, well, I can't say least experienced because she's been in this thing since she was 14.
And here we see Quinn McKay back in there with Willow. The mutual respect wearing off at this point. This is where the competition kicks in. Oh, come on! This was such a nice, clean fight.
Willow is scolding Holidead right now.
But will she be scolding her if that leads to a bigger check? If that leads to the winner's share of the victory?
She pushed Holidead's boot out the way.
I mean, let's be real here. This is about money. This is about feeding your family. This is about collecting the checks. The checks are bigger when you win. You know, I'm not condoning cheating, but Holidead's an accomplished tag team wrestler.
She is. But at the same time, I think Willow would like to keep it clean.
Well, just that right there, that little bit of, oh! Not agreeing there is enough to set dissension that could cause you a match. Just those little bit dissensions of disagreeing there could be the thing that make you lose.
And look at this, Holidead, those leg squats over 400 pounds.
Legit.
She is just a monster in the gym, and it's functional. The way she can bend women like Quinn McKay just in half.
Yeah, and someone like Quinn that needs her entire body to use a force to get someone like Holidead.
See how Holidead just waited for her opportunity.
Oh, God, dropping the hips through the lower back.
Put your foot up.
Come on, Quinn.
Yes, stretch. Yeah.
Quinn's in trouble here.
My turn. Get in here and work. All right.
Tag made. And now they're on a little bit more on the same page. Charging in, and Holidead knocking rok-c off the apron. And now it's Holidead and Willow who are able to go to work.
I'll whisper to you when I want.
And Holidead, she might be from a different planet. Just
no doubt.
Just yelling at her own tag team partner, who is in control at this point.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Another.
Barking out orders here. Nice. 3 suplexes. Quinn's in trouble now. Off the ropes.
See the tag?
Senton. Going for the cover. Willow. 1. Just a 1 count.
See, now they're not working together. With Holidead tagging in and Willow not knowing the tag was there, that cost them a whole second. It could have cost them the match.
And now just fish hooking. Quinn McKay. Oh, come on, Quinn. Quinn needs to dig down. We know what kind of heart Quinn McKay has. She can't win this match alone right now. She needs to make a tag brand.
Yeah, and I think that Quinn's going to find that inside her. I mean, she has so much heart, so much motivation to be an in-ring performer.
Look at rok-c, the world champ, with her hands outstretched. Looking for the tag. Quinn able to slip out the right shoulder. That was a heat check cover there, Caprice.
Absolutely, trying to see what she has left. Sometimes you cover just a little bit more to exert a little bit more out of energy. Get energy out of there.
And the forearms create some space. And
big boom.
And she was trying to be a hero. She created the space. Maybe should have went to the corner there to make the tag instead. Just a 2 count.
And that's experience, too.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of ways, this division, this group of women are really starting to know each other. And I think that something like that just shows Quinn's experience level.
But it's also taking Quinn for granted there. There you
go. Grabs the leg. Snap mirror from the front.
The Quinn, I know you don't give her an inch. She's definitely going to take a mile, and that mile is going to be to do what she needs to do. And she's trying to tag out now.
Looking to make the tag to rok-c. Can she get there? The strength, the raw power of Holidead.
It's like she was abducted by aliens.
Oh! And Willow driving everything through the sternum of Quinn.
There we go.
Maintaining the wrist. She is in a bad, bad way right now.
Embrace the violence, Willow.
Embrace the violence. She's like the real life devil on your shoulder.
She's embraced it. She's like, oh, it's pretty nice.
Breaks the wrists.
Oh my God.
Clutching. Wow!
That's so impressive.
Clutch angle slam, too! And rok-c has seen enough. And there you see the respect that both these, the champion and the contender, have for one another. Front face lock here. Quinn trying to fight out of it. Shot to the oblique, but it's a big forearm, sends Quinn back down.
See the face expression change on Willow.
Seeing the expression on Rock as well.
Ducks the clothesline, back fist misses. It's Quinn, wheelbarrow. This time she gets it.
Beautiful.
Third time's the charm.
Gotta make a tag, Quinn. You gotta make a tag.
Plants Willow down. Can she tag the champ? And rok-c is in. Ducks the right. rok-c up the ropes. Hurricane Rana gets Holidead. Catches Willow. Wow. Around the world. Kick to the midsection. Side Russian leg sweep DDT.
What a combination from the champion.
2. Oh. Got 2 for 1 there. And the champ, the freshest woman in the match, they're going to put things away. Crossface here.
Not today, Holidead says. Not today.
And look at Holidead. Holidead is the general in this match.
Whether Willow wants it to be or not.
Ducks through, misses the clothesline. Tag made to Quinn. Quinn had a breather, caught her breath. High cross body. Plants Willow down. 2. Oh!
Quinn coming off like a missile.
Straight across the chest of Willow, but now it's Holidead kicked in the midsection.
Holidead almost waited for that move to happen and waited for Quinn to get on her feet.
Second rope on the inside.
Gonna work with her.
Yeah. Holidead. Look at the power.
That's what it's about.
Flatliner on Quinn McKay, but it's rok-c, the world champ. The world champ charges in with a big knee. Willow, rok-c. Willow, could it be? Oh! God. Drives her down. Gotta help me to win, of course.
Stop touching me. Stop touching me. I know, shut up. Get her. You get up, shut up. Come on, get her.
And clear, at least they're on the same page at this point.
Yeah, but what book are they reading?
Oh, not the same one.
Just as you said.
Yeah. There's too much dissension going on there between them two. Champion and Quinn McKay are on the same page here.
Shot to the midsection. Shot to the head. And look at Quinn. The mighty Quinn.
Come on, Mighty Mouse. There you go.
Has her up. Gets her down. TKO. 1, 2, 3.
That's a huge win. Look at Holidead. Holidead's leaving. Like she just did a phone call. What is this?
The winners of this match, the team of Quinn McKay and the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, rok-c.
Oh, Holidead.
Back to the dark side.
Well, I don't. Back to somewhere. I mean, let's take a look at the replay here. Quinn McKay with maybe the QKO, the Quinn KO. I don't know.
I like that.
Let's give that a name. Finishing off Willow, a top contender for the world title. And this is a partnership I think we'll see for a long time here in Ring of Honor. And looking for the Code of Honor. Code of Honor adhered to. And as we look to 2022, as we look to reimagine things, hopefully these 2 women, hopefully all 4 women will be in the future of Ring of Honor in the women's division. Maria, from my heart and Caprice's, we want to thank you for what you've done this year so far. Hopefully it is the beginning of something even bigger and more special.
I'm helpful.
I want to thank Bobby Cruz as well, who has had a major hand in things. If this is our last Women's Division Wednesday, we appreciate you and everything that you've contributed as fans. For Maria Kanellis, Bennett, Caprice Coleman, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Happy wrestling, everybody.
I have to say what you will, but I mean, I feel like Willow and Holiday are really everyone's favorite odd couple. And so just seeing them back in the ring, I do enjoy it, but I have to say, I just feel like it seemed like Willow was a little bit reluctant to do some of the things that Holiday wanted her to do. What does this say? I'll take LuFisto. What do you feel like this says about Willow as a competitor?
They really reminded me of that old couple that have been together for so long, and she's like, do this. She's like, no, I don't want to, and I know, no, you got to do it. Like when she put her foot on the buckle, Willow was like, no, I'm not doing it. But then later, she did it. Like Willow put her, but it was so fun. I mean, to watch them like kind of work very well together, but like not being on the same page on what was the right thing to do, because Willow's so nice and all is like, I just want to win, which makes sense. But at the end, like, she kind of left Willow alone as well. She just left. She's like, oh, she's not listening to me. Bye. Like, that's why I felt like the old, awkward couple. But I mean, they were in charge of most of the match, so it was working until. Yeah, the Quinn and Rok-c just had the opportunity to take control of the match again, and Willow was by herself, as all it did was walking down the way. Bye-bye. And what was it? Like she kicked her to the face, and then it was another super kick, and then Mighty Mouse picked her up, and that was it. Like TKO style, 1, 2, 3, the very powerful little Mighty Mouse. So they took advantage of that moment, and 1, 2, 3, they were victorious.
Yeah, I really love the team of Rok-c and Quinn. I think they work really well together. I think they, they don't have similar styles, but they have similar stature, and they, in a lot of ways, they have a similar attitude. And I think that's what makes them such a great team. And it was nice to see Quinn get a win. It really was. She deserves it. She really does. She works her tail off. She's another one, without her, especially during the pandemic, during the time where we weren't able to have full shows, and when a lot of us were quarantined in our home, Quinn was the one that was on week by week, every single week, telling everybody what was.
I think Maria was going to say, telling everyone what was going on.
Yeah, she did an amazing job as an interviewer, a broadcaster, a wrestler. We've seen her grow as an athlete, from her first matches to this one. Obviously, she still has a lot to learn, but she's so eager to learn. And I think we're going to see a lot of her on the independent circuit and maybe other big places as well. Quinn is very dedicated. So yeah, I think I'm going to see her around, and well, hopefully I'll be in the ring with her.
I was going to say, I think that's something that Quinn would relish, the opportunity to step in the ring with LuFisto. Maria, glad that we got you back. LuFisto has issued a challenge to Quinn McKay. It's happening. It's going on.
Okay. I'll work on that. I don't know where yet, but okay, got you.
And something I think too, and Maria, to go back to what you were saying about Quinn and about kind of her being such a valuable part of Ring of Honor. Quinn has, I feel like, always been the first one to kind of come to someone's aid when they needed it. When Rok-c was attacked by Miranda Alizé, when Angelina Love wanted to bring a chair into the ring to help Mandy Leon, Quinn was the first one there. And while, of course, the ROH Women's Champion is super impressive, there was some incredible resilience and power that Quinn McKay definitely had on display that was super impressive as well. So, I mean, nothing to sneeze at with Quinn McKay.
Not at all. I'm excited to see her matches this year, what she's going to be able to do in the coming years. She's definitely a force, especially with how strong she is. Like, you might be like, oh, well, she's a little bit shorter and not as big, but no. Don't you be underestimating Quinn McKay. She's called Mighty Quinn for a reason.
I mean, to quote the great bard, though she is little, she is fierce, 1000%. But another competitor that we were, of course, happy to see, depending on, regardless of what she did in the match, Holiday, so strong and definitely a little bit daunting in the ring, if I'm putting it lightly. How do you feel like, and Lufisto, from a strategic perspective, how does one prepare for a competitor with the intensity and kind of supernatural presence of Holiday?
It's really, I think, you prepared by looking at matches and moves, but with Holiday, she talks the whole way and she's going to say a lot of things. So you have to kind of train yourself not to let her in your head. And that's how you can go one-on-one with Holiday. Whatever she's going to say, whatever faces she's going to make, you just got to focus on the task and not think or do not let her in your head, because that's where you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm. And Maria, what can you say about kind of the overall just atmosphere with Holiday? I mean, you've interacted with her a bit on here that we've seen from different Women's Division Wednesdays, but did she try to pull you to the other side of darkness too? I mean, what's the Holiday vibe?
So we have a very interesting relationship, because as much as Holiday is terrifying, at the same time, she would like to have as many opportunities as possible. So in that sense, yes, she tries to bring me to the dark side. But at the same time, she goes easy on me. Or maybe she manipulates me. I don't know. She's calls me boss lady, and she's a little terrifying to me, but I think if I don't give her what she wants, I might have to get a bodyguard.
I feel like it could only get worse. So. And of course, be sure to, my friends at home, check out the ROH Strong podcast this week, as Kevin Eck just had Holiday herself on as a guest, so we can learn a little bit more. If terrifying to get inside the mind of Holiday, but worth a listen. So. Definitely. Now, of course, the action is not over for Women's Division Wednesdays. We still have more in the tank. We still have more in store. 2 weeks from now, we will see the Christmas edition of ROH TV. So expect some fun treats, some surprises, some awesome matches coming your way. And Maria, I mean, what final words do you have about Final Battle and about the match that we saw today?
So Final Battle, I think it's the best representation of the many, many years of Ring of Honor. I think that, you had fresh faces that were getting an opportunity to show what they could truly do. And then you had people like Rhett, who won a championship after, I believe it's 14 years he spent in Ring of Honor. And just training at the dojo and showing that fight and finally being able to win a championship, and just the family atmosphere of that and winning and everybody being so supportive. And then you see Jay Lethal come back and have that tremendous match against Jonathan Gresham, and to cap it all off, now Jonathan Gresham holds the original Ring of Honor championship. And I thought it was the perfect ending to the evening. You got a little bit of insights of where people were going, whether it's EC3 or what Jonathan Gresham's going to do next. And you also had a feel for what was going to happen with the Ring of Honor Women's Championship and how that was going to be represented during this off time. So I feel as if we covered all of our bases. and it will never be enough. It's fight forever. But because we can't, at least we have this show that we can say this is a great representation. It's hard, it's hard to watch those videos. My introduction to Ring of Honor was through CM Punk. First show I ever went to was when I was dating him. We dated a very short amount of time, but when we dated, he took me to a show. And I just remember feeling when I was out there, why can't this be the vibe of every single wrestling show I ever went to? Because at the time I worked for WWE, but it didn't feel the way that Ring of Honor felt, whether you were in the locker room or out in the crowd. Ring of Honor had a different feel. It had a different spirit. And I hope that spirit lives on.
If anything, that spirit is a fighting spirit. And through its, 2 decades of history, I think that sets the tone for whatever may come next. And of course, Maria, we want to thank you and Bobby Cruz for giving us, this opportunity, this platform to talk about these matches, to talk about the women's division. This has been so much fun. And like I said, we're not done yet. We still have more to talk about. But
and I do have an exclusive. Bobby Cruz will be on the final episode of Beyond the Bells to talk all things women's division.
Yes. Fantastic. This is going to be amazing. So excited, so grateful, so thankful, and so excited to get some more weeks of Beyond the Bells with you fine folks. So for Lufisto, for Maria Kanellis Bennett, I'm Melissa Marino, and we will see you next time on Beyond the Bells.